This video is brought to you by Against the Flow of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi is a book about Jake Fayard, a Marine veteran who is unhappy with the political machine running the state of Mississippi. He decides to fight the corruption from the inside. Jake will face more challenges than he ever has and will stand up for what he thinks is right. His notoriously hot temper will push him to the edge of murder, along with his friend and brother Kobe Barhanovich. Together, they will fight the system and give the power back to the citizens of Mississippi.
Against the Flow of Mississippi was written by Anthony Oksenholt and was published by Oksenholt Biloxi Publishing, LLC. A link to the book will be placed in the description below.
Yeah, this a revolution in our time. Everybody's fighting, change coming, yes. That's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice. Don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence.
They've had their say. Seems like they've had that kind of say around here for too long. Look, I had to stand up for myself alone. I went in there to remind them that somewhere in this world there's still a little law and order left. To let them know in the only kind of terms that their kind understand is that they can't bribe or threaten their way out of what they did. Let them do this to me and get away with it, and you give them the eternal right to do the same damn thing to any one of you.
Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt, where we report the facts and we are not for sale. If you have a news story or something that's on your mind, please feel free to give us a call at 228-337-2099. Be glad to have you on. Thank you for listening, and we do appreciate all that you do to support us and keep free and independent journalism doing what we do best. Woo! It's been a fun day, y'all. Really fun day. Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt. Woo! Oh, man. You know, that you hit comedy gold with your political commentary when your response to somebody calling you out for your bullshit and your lies is, and I'm going to quote, hang on, let's get the direct quote here, y'all. I don't want to be accused of misquoting. Anthony Parrothead Oksenholt, just to make our position clear, in case you didn't know, fuck you and your friends. Hi, Jared. That came from Jared, Biloxi Politics Uncensored. You know, we got a lot of outsiders I seem to be battling lately. Let me go ahead and help you tourists out with something real quick. Okay, Jared. Okay, Yuri. If you're not from Biloxi, you'll never be from Biloxi. Period. I don't care. If you don't have at least a minimum of 3 generations in Biloxi, you ain't from here. I don't care who you snuggle up to. It doesn't matter. You are not from here. You have nothing to say. You have zero impact on the city. And now everybody knows that you're a joke. I want to talk more about this People v. Biloxi website because I've been doing a little bit of research. Actually, I've been doing a lot of research. I found out what the website was about. I have the minutes from the Planning Commission appeal I have the whole transcript, actually. I've been reading it for the last hour. And when I'm not a professional builder. I'm not. I've built some things in my life and I've done some things, but I'm not by any stretch a professional in the construction trade. I'm not a professional builder. I'm not a licensed contractor, and I'm not any of that. But I'm fairly certain if you get a building permit, you have to submit plans to get that permit. I'm also fairly certain that you have to stick with said plans. If I want to build a house out of stone and I change it from being a stone house to a log cabin, I'm fairly certain I'd have to go to Jerry Creel and say, "Hey, Jerry, hey, Bubba, look, man, I know we did all this, got everything approved, but hey, brother, look, I changed my plans. This is what I'm going to do. Here's the licensed architect that signed off on the plans. Here's, everything. You're welcome to come out and inspect at your convenience, brother, but, you know, what do I need to do here to make this happen?" I'm fairly certain there's protocols in there. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Now, again, I'm not 100% in favor of the way some planning commissions and some building planners in some cities do things. I think code enforcement on some of the way they do things are very petty. I don't think that's the case in the city of Biloxi. I've never had a run in with the Biloxi Planning Commission. I've never had a negative experience with them. I've asked for home occupancy licenses to run, a couple of things out of my house that I was doing for some side cash, and it fell within their rules, and they politely issued me the license. I think it cost me like $20. Was doing like computer repair or something out of my house back when I was in college 20 years ago. Um, and I wanted to make sure that I was on the right side of the law. That's how I am. I follow the law, or try to. Mr. Yuri apparently thinks he's above the law, and he thinks that the laws do not apply to him because he's from Miami. Now, I don't know too much about him, but I've become pretty acquainted with him through what I've read on his lawsuits and on his websites and things like that. And I think that his lawsuit's going to get thrown out. I'm almost 100% sure it's going to get thrown out. I'm sure it's going to get probably dismissed with prejudice before it goes to court, and then he'll try to appeal it to the Fifth Circuit, and then it'll get thrown out there too. Just my opinion. We'll see what happens, but I'm fairly certain that the ground that the city's on 100% solid ground. They told him what he needed to do, and he failed to do it. It's as simple as that. We all have rules to follow. If you don't like the rules, you lobby to change the rules. It's that simple. That's how we do things in this country. I don't know how they do it in Brazil, buddy, but this is how we do it here. Now, apparently, That's just not good enough for some people. You know, there's times when you can there's times when you can play the part of the outlaw. But you got to have the ass to back it up. And you don't have the ass to back it up. Simply because you violated the rules and you were told this is not going to happen because of this. I don't know what else to tell you. Now back to Mr. Jared. I don't know how long you've been in Biloxi. No, you ain't been here long. But I can tell you that when you leave, and you will leave, when you leave, you're not even going to be a blip on anybody's memory. You've invited Anita and Aaron Wilson to come on your podcast. I can tell. I can already speak for Anita to tell you that she's not playing your game. She doesn't want anything to do with you. Just you can hang that up right now. 100% guarantee you, she doesn't want a thing to do with you. She's above your bullshit. Aaron doesn't want anything to do with you either. Not because they're afraid of you, but because they don't respect you. I don't respect you. I think you're a shit stirrer. I think your group was made in retaliation. In fact, I know it was for you not liking Anita's rules. And you wouldn't join mine and Aaron's because we wouldn't put up with your bullshit either. The Biloxi Politics Uncensored new page, yeah, that's mine and Aaron's. Um, we don't play your bullshit. This is probably going to be my last video, absent y'all making something, absent y'all saying something really, really stupid that I have to address, like making threats or putting me on your website, whatever. Just know that if you put me on your website, it's going to go very bad for you legally. 100%. I'm putting you on notice right now. I will absolutely sue the shit out of you. It's that simple. And it will be filed in circuit court, not justice court. And if you don't know what that means, you might want to learn the law. And I'm going to tell you straight up, I hope you do put me on your website because boat parts ain't cheap. Try me. Please. It will be a very bad day for y'all. I will financially ruin your asses. 100%. That's not a threat. That is a promise. Put it this way, I'm thinking six figures. Because that's what I'm going to ask for. And this video will be entered into evidence. And if you try to come after me for anything I've said in the video, do you know what You know what the affirmative defense to libel is? The truth. I haven't said anything libelous, but everything on your website, 90% of it that I read, seemed libelous to me. You might want to learn the law. You have been warned. You will not be warned again. I will absolutely file it in circuit court. That means logos, my name, Anthony Allen or Anthony Oksenholt, known by both. Anything. It's going to be a bad day for you. My face winds up on one of your memes, like you did with Anita and Aaron on your little, calling them out for your little podcast thing. Put my face on there. That's your ass. I'm not playing. You have been warned. I'm putting this out here because I don't want any misunderstandings later on. The only other option that you have is you could try to come kick my ass, but I'm not even worried about that whatsoever, not even in the least. That would be the only other thing, and that would just be funny to watch that happen or try to happen. Anyway, I, like yesterday, have worked all day today. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I have to get up and drive about 3 hours to Philadelphia in the morning. Y'all have a good night. Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt. Copyrighted and trademarked. Oh, one more thing. Put my book on there. It's trademarked and copyrighted too. Y'all have a good day. Peace.